What's up, everybody? Let's Talk Jets Radio. Hope you guys are doing well, enjoying your weekends. Quick video here talking O-line. Before we get into that, just condolences to Greg Knapp and his family. Awful, tragic news with that situation. I'm not going to act like we had any kind of personal connection to him. Never, even had a chance to, watch him coach our team. But just the suddenness of it, the unexpected nature of it, it definitely hits you. Unfortunately, it's, events like this that usually serve as a reminder that life is very, very short. Life is flimsy. Don't take it for granted. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. I know I'm certainly guilty of, not listening to my own advice quite a bit. But it is events like this, unfortunately, that, do shake you up a little bit and remind you that, tomorrow's not promised. Try to live in the moment. Don't spend so much time, looking back at the past, at things, you wish you did or wish you could have did. Try to appreciate what you have. So on that, shifting gears to the O-line, I will say that, just kind of like the, wide receiver video, it's exciting talking about this unit, not just in the present, but what the future could be. It obviously starts on the left side with Becton and Vera Tucker. The big question being with Becton, just, can he stay healthy at this point? I think we know what he is when he's on the field. Last year, I think he proved that he's probably already a top 10 left tackle in this league. Certainly the potential to be a top 5 kind of guy, just a mauler in the run game. Should really protect Zach Wilson's blind side as well. As far as pass protection goes, he's just got to be out there for at least 15, 16 games, I think. Same thing with Vera Tucker. I like the pick. I like that Joe Douglas had some conviction with this pick, moving up, giving up those 2 third-rounders to go get him, arguably the best guard in the draft. I think he fits this offense and the scheme perfectly as far as being a big guy that's athletic, that can pull, that can get to the outside. A lot of the runs are predicated on the running backs being able to get to the outside using their speed. So I think Vera Tucker is going to be perfect in that regard. Hopefully he can hit the ground running right away. And then you look at the other 3 spots, which, have some questions to a degree, but you kind of like the depth that's there. McGovern, we liked the signing last year as, a 3-year, $24 million deal, a guy that got a lot of praise coming from Denver. Didn't really see a whole lot last year, though. A guy that doesn't really commit a whole lot of penalties either, so you would think, this guy would be a solid fit. Unfortunately, last year, just, pretty much everything in the interior was a disaster, so you would hope this year. I know there's a lot of talk that this offense should help the guys along the interior as far as the quarterback just getting rid of the ball quick, having a lot of those, short intermediate routes where the O-line doesn't have to do too much, at least in the passing game. So we'll see what we get out of McGovern. I think this is a big year for him if he wants to earn that 3rd year of his contract. Same thing for George Fant, and I'll say it again. I don't think it's a given that Moses automatically earns this job. I think most likely, yes, if he's healthy and he looks like the player that he was for, 5 or 6 years in Washington, where he never missed a start, most likely, yeah, he's your guy. But let's not count out George Fant. I thought that him and Becton were some of the bright spots last year. And we all questioned that signing when it happened. 3 years, $27.5 million. What are you doing there? But he looked decent last year, all things considered. And again, this isn't a move that was a holdover from the previous regime. This isn't a guy that that Joe Douglas was forced to inherit. He made a move to go get him. So maybe this was a fit for for Gase and his offense. You never know. But certainly I think that George Fant shouldn't be discounted as of yet, because he is an option for next year. If he plays well, he's already under contract for next year. Whereas Moses, if he plays well, do you sign him to a 2 or 3 year deal, or are you still looking to move on and bring in somebody else? So that's something to monitor there. But either way, it's a great problem to have. Not only do you have insurance for Mekhi Becton if he goes down, but now on those jumbo sets, 3rd and short, 4th and short, you need a quick yard. You want to have that ground and pound. You go jumbo and you bring in whether it's Fant or Moses as your tight end, and you got those 2 guys on the right side with Becton and Vera Tucker on the left. That's a lot of big bodies coming at you. So I like what we have there. The biggest question is probably at right guard, and who's going to win that job. I think we would all love to see Cameron Clark come away with it. Just having a 3rd rookie on that O-line, year 2 or less of their contract already starting, that would be great. But for a converted tackle to guard, doesn't have any experience playing last year. I think that's an uphill climb for him. So I think the focus is probably more on just making the roster for him, knowing that it's probably going to be a veteran that earns the job, somebody that does have some experience playing next to Connor McGovern, whether it's Alex Lewis or Greg Van Roten. I think one of those guys probably wins the job. You do have Dan Feeney in there as well, who's a good depth guy to have. But all in all, you wonder if all four of those guys could actually make the team because, with Moses and Fant plus Becton, you have your three tackles. I think there's a good chance they probably keep a fourth, whether it's Adoga or Connor McDermott. I think one of those two guys probably emerges, and just, for a depth backup tackle, I do think they keep four. And then you factor in McGovern and Vera Tucker, that brings you up to six. Can you afford to keep 10 offensive linemen? I think that's, quite a bit. Most years you're usually somewhere around 8 or 9. I would expect the number to probably be 9 this year. So you're probably looking at either Cameron Clark going to the practice squad, or at least trying to get him to the practice squad, or possibly cutting one of those veterans if Cameron Clark looks the part, looks like he's ready to either start or be a backup. Certainly some other guys that could be in the mix, a guy like Tristan Hodge. He's got some experience protecting Zach Wilson. Not sure how that really translates to the NFL exactly. But another guy that I believe played tackle in college that they're trying to convert over to guard here. So that's probably more of a practice squad candidate. Still a possibility they could add somebody, although I think that backup quarterback, corner, possibly a coverage linebacker, maybe even a tight end, all those spots are more important. So like I said, I criticized Douglas a lot early in the offseason for, not having some guys as a priority, but I like how he shifted the focus during the draft, made Vera Tucker a priority, and then found some great value in Moses to compete at right tackle. So I think the offensive line's in pretty good shape. I think we should have a nice little ground and pound going this year. And with that, hopefully Zach Wilson, he's able to develop some comfort, get in a rhythm, have some time back there to throw, and this offense takes off. So we'll start the defense videos probably later tonight, and hope you guys are well.